Welcome to the Sports Arena, your front row ticket to the best in sports talk and entertainment. Great analysis, top-name guests, and news you can use from the sports landscape. So, take your seats, sit back, and relax, as you are now in the Sports Arena.
You know what you're capable of. Fix it.
And here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Wins. I'm like, all right, let's go. We get losses. I'm like, I need a minute. Let me collect myself.
What's going on, everybody? Your man Eric Wilson here, and as you know, the WNBA season is getting ready to kick off. So any chance that I get to have my next guest join me, I am happy to have him. He is the head coach and general manager of the Chicago Sky. James Wade is back with me. James, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Always a pleasure to be here. So I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate it. So I know you're a busy man. Let me just jump right into it because I got to ask you, you folks are in training camp. How has training been so far with this new team?
It's been good. I think one of the things is we don't have everyone here, and I think some teams across the board are having challenges with that. So we have half of probably what will be our team here because we have so many players with overseas commitments. So we have to go with what we have and just see what talent is out there and try to coach them up as well. And it's been great. Like I just love coaching the game and not being, not this one of the first few years that I haven't coached in the off season. So it's actually great to get on the floor and coach the players that we do have. So it's been a good experience. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So along that, let's just talk about the big move that happened this offseason. As everybody knows, Candace Parker has not only come home, but she is coming to play with James Wade, Courtney Vandersloot, Allie Quigley, Diamond DeShield, and the rest of the Chicago Sky. Just talk to me about, her coming home, if you will, and playing with you and this great talent team.
No, so it's been she's been here since the beginning of training camp, and it's been great, man. Like you can feel her presence like right when she comes in. Her leadership and her ability to make plays, her ability to make defensive plays, be a playmaker for her teammates. Finish at the rim, make shots and find spaces on passes that other post players or even guards can't make. And so it's been a pretty good experience coaching her just for the few days that I have, and she's going to make us a lot better.
Wow, that's huge. So let's talk about early assessments, if you will. Now, is Shyla with you right now? Has she come?
No, she's not here. She's one of the ones that hasn't gotten her visa stuff situated.
Okay.
But we're headed in the right direction. We expect her to be here next week. But one of the issues is, with the COVID protocol, getting here isn't really the issue. It's like having the 6 consecutive negative tests to actually get on the floor. So you can be here for a week and still not be with your team, and that's
right.
That's the challenging part. I understand everything, but still doesn't make our jobs any easier.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's talk about then Natasha Mack, a young lady who made it very clear when she was picked in the second round that she was going to prove a lot of people that she should have been picked in the first round. How has she looked to you?
Man, when I tell you about a great person, a hard worker, just a joy to actually coach, because you can tell that she has a ways to go as far as, the WNBA experience and things of that nature. But she has a specific skill set where she protects the rim, and she protects the rim well. We didn't realize that she's as fast up and down the floor she is. And it's more effortlessly than you could even imagine. She's going to need time to develop, certain other things, but it's there. It's just about, competing with the other great players that we have at her position. But I like her a lot. I really do.
Awesome. Yeah. Again, talking to James Wade, head coach, general manager of the WNBA Chicago Sky. And let me just say, watching this team go from, last season to this season, just the amount of talented, skillful, and hungry players that you got. I'm so excited to get this season rocking and rolling. I know you've got 2 preseason games coming up here in a couple of weeks, both against Indiana, but your season tips off May 14th. And I'm so excited to watch what y'all do. But, I want to take a moment away from the game, if you will, because, like I said, and as you have said on numerous occasions, this organization is not just about playing the game. They're also about the social injustices and kind of being the lead, if you will, when it comes to taking a stand on these social injustices. So you guys have been very vocal, especially last season when it came to the social injustices. What has your message been to the team this year with regard to that?
I mean, we talked throughout the offseason. This week, I haven't gotten a chance to broach the subject just yet. And a large part is due to that, we're dealing with so many protocols and things of that nature coming at us left and right, and trying to get everything situated and trying to complete our staff. We still have a couple of things as far as that concerned. And so it's been a lot of moving parts, and not having half of your team there with you too. You don't want to get into that conversation and not have them there. And so I want to make sure that it's probably a conversation that'll happen more toward the beginning of the season. Once everybody gets here, our trainer gets in place, Slood, Allie, Shyla, Ruthie, and Astu. Once they all get here, that'll be a conversation that we have, and it'll be a face-to-face conversation, and we have limits as far as what we can do once every, we just have a lot of rules that we have to do to get everybody in the same room and be able to talk to them. And, so that has to be a face-to-face conversation. But, I don't want to say we've made progress. I just want to say the issues are still there. And the same exact issues that was going on last year are still there, even with the conviction of Derek Chauvin. It's other things, like we couldn't celebrate that for a day if you wanted to celebrate, if you call it celebrating. We couldn't or have a sigh of relief without something happen just a few hours later. So the issues are still there. We still have a long way to go. And, saw, speech last night from one of the representatives or senators. I'm not sure. Tim Scott. And
I heard that.
Yeah, so it's something, and I saw that this morning, and so it's just discouraging that a lot of our society is not on the same page as far as acknowledging what state that we're in. So no, it's and you just have to respectfully move on and just continue to pass the message that you have, and just try not to be distracted from people that have differences, and just wallow in what you need to wallow in, and continue to carry the truth.
Yeah, and I know that's been a big piece, at least from just from it being really kind of brought to the forefront of everybody's face, not just those who look like us. And it's one of those things where we don't want to become numb to it, but at the same time, we know, and it's I don't want to say it's become an expectation, because it shouldn't be that way.
Right.
However, like you said, the needle still moves, business still goes on, and it's like, even when you have these victories, if you will, you can only you want to be able to say, okay, we're on the verge of truly making real, sustainable change, and then hours after that, you see the same thing happen, and it's like, what do we do?
I was in the airport. And that's when they were the jury had ruled on Derek Chauvin, and by the time I landed, I got a notification and something else happened, and I was like, is this a joke? Like, is this can't be real life? But it's proven otherwise. And since then, some other things have happened, and you just try to do the best you can by setting the best example. And the easiest thing for me to do would be not to recognize it, because it hasn't happened specifically to me where I've been in a situation where my family member or someone close to me has lost their life. But doesn't have to rain on me to believe that it's raining somewhere. So
yeah, amen to
that's that's how I've been raised, is to understand that, just to have sympathy and understand that a lot of people are struggling, and and a lot of time it's not their fault. And that's it.
Listen, James, I've been asking one question, and I've been asking it for over a year now, and actually no one's been able to answer this question for me. When is being a Black man in America wrong? Thank you. Listen, I'm just saying, no one can answer that question for me, because I've put it out there.
Yeah.
Because they cannot give me a viable answer to that question. And I'm just like, that's all I want to know.
Yeah.
But people can't answer that question for me. So it stands to reason that, until, like I said, there is true, real change, we have to keep pushing forward and make sure that we speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. But we can't just let it be, oh, this is just another day in the life of a Black American, or in the life of a woman or a minority or a transgender or anything else like that. Man. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. But let me ask you this last question, going back to basketball, and I'm gonna get you out of here because I know you've got things going on. And again, as always, thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to this season started. I'm gonna try and make a game.
You got to get out here. You see, they just opened up United Center and said they can have fans. So we're gonna have people in the stands that just we have to, man. This is Chicago. This is basketball city, so we have to. So I can't wait just to see the first fans that we have. Like I'm excited about it.
And that leads me right to my last question. What is that going to mean for you and for the team to just be able to go back out on the Wintrust Arena and look into the stands and see those people who are supporting you, especially this being the 25th season? You've got, you've got your head of the snake in Courtney Vandersloot. You've got a sniper in Allie Quigley. Diamond DeShield is probably one of the most pure athletes out there. And now you're bringing in a all-star leadership, just individual on both sides of the ball in Candace Parker. I was talking to Steph earlier. She done lost 28 pounds and she looks good.
Looks good. She looks good. She's playing well too. She's playing well. People are going to be, I don't want to say pleasantly surprised, but I think that's a good word for it, because she's recommitted herself, and she's motivated, and people, with the memory, they forget she's a two-time All-Star. So no, she's recommitted, man, and I'm just loving what I'm seeing out of her. So it's been great.
And James, you got depth too. I mean, you got depth on in every position, and I think that's what's going to set you apart from a lot of these other teams. But again, what's it going to mean for you and the Chicago Sky just to have fans back in the Wintrust Arena?
I mean, it's going to be special because we feel like we were on an uptick, and our home meant a lot to us, and having the fans, and you can feel the energy each game building every game. It was more fans, more energy, more excitement, helped us win close games, and to bring a homegrown, maybe the best women's basketball player ever in Illinois, to bring her back home, and to join in with another homegrown star and Allie Quigley, who are actually from the same class.
Right. And
that's special. And what makes it unique, you have two ends of the spectrum, because, you had Candace, who was actually in the spotlight from a younger age, and, had to work for everything just to be the best, And then you had Allie that, you know, had to work her way in different spots and different places and wasn't accepted. And then she came back home and finally saw so much success and has made herself one of the best and probably the best shooter that our game has ever had because of her work ethic. So, and they're both from the same class. So it's actually pretty cool and pretty awesome to see them in the twilights of their careers, finishing together and you know, playing together and just representing their hometown of Chicago. So it's pretty cool.
It's going to be amazing to watch. James, thank you so much for joining me here on the Sports Arena. Trust me, this isn't the last you'll see of me. I'll probably talk to you again in the next couple of days. So, my man, all love to you and the family. Please, I saw that. I saw your son. I think he got it. Because I saw him with the basketball, and I was like, "Uh-oh,
man, let's get him back in there, man. Let's get him back in there." Hey, I got my fingers crossed. I'm doing everything I can to get him back in there, man. Like we need him. We need him a part of the game, man. We need him.
Listen, he's an athlete just like his father, ladies and gentlemen. James Wade, WNBA Chicago Sky head coach and general manager. James, thank you so much, man. Always love talking to you. I will talk to you soon.
Likewise, brother. Likewise.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
It's going to do it for your man, Eric Wilson. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, 25th season of the WNBA. This season is kicking off. And I mean, if you've never experienced the WNBA game, I'm telling you, you are truly missing out. These women are just as hungry as the men are. They're just as committed. They're just as devoted. But it's also what they do off the court that is going to exemplify who they are and creating their legacy. I'm going to talk to you guys really soon. Everyone have a great day. See ya.